last 2 years have marked a very significant change in how we see the opportunities to deepen digital payments in Uzbekistan. We have seen an opening of the possibilities to have a stronger presence in the country, first thing, with very clear signals from financial authorities that we can expand our business and provide more services, not only for international visitors, but also for domestic transactions. But secondly, I mentioned international visitors because that's a big driver for us. And as you probably know, in Uzbekistan, tourism is growing very fast. We are very interested in making sure Uzbekistan has the right payments infrastructure to continue attracting tourists and making a bigger impact on local economies by increasing the average spending that can be achieved if more Visa cards are accepted in the country. So those are two main drivers why we are very keen in expanding our presence in Uzbekistan. We have a dedicated person now in Tashkent supporting the business. Even though the headquarters for Central Asia are in Almaty, we are very keen in expanding our presence in Uzbekistan.
So you work in Kazakhstan, now you work in Uzbekistan, and what other countries are you in?
We have presence in all
five,
Central Asia.
Five,
yes.
Right? So where is Uzbekistan if you were to compare the climate, the use, the business as far as Visa is concerned?
Within Central Asia or in general?
No, within Central Asia.
Well,
you know the Kazakhs use more Visa than Uzbeks,
yes,
for example.
Yes.
Right?
We have probably an earlier stage of adoption of digital payments in Kazakhstan. Uzbekistan is still in the process of catching up, leapfrogging, and we believe there are a lot of opportunities to leapfrog and achieve a similar level of adoption as Kazakhstan. So that's why we want to make sure the innovation and the service offerings that we can provide to banks and to new entrants, because in this event we have been discussing all the reform of the banking industry in Uzbekistan, which is great. We see the need to have a different paradigm just on our side of the business, which is payments, but we believe it's also important to bring new entrants to make a more innovative and dynamic payments industry in Uzbekistan.
So in business forums like this, you know, when you're engaging the American government, the American business sector, obviously working with them, and then you're hearing from the Uzbek officials who are saying things like, we are on the radical reforms, things are changing very rapidly, we're open for business more than ever, this is the best time for you to do business. What kind of issues do you raise, let's say specifically with the Uzbek government, where you want improvements, where you face challenges?
Great question. Two things are very important for us. Certainty and transparency of regulations. We see the desire to expand, like I said, expansion of digital payments, less informality, better tax collection for authorities. So in that respect, there's a clear message from the government. However, when you look at the specific regulatory framework to expand the adoption of payments, we have the need to maintain a more proactive dialogue with the key authorities. In our case, the central bank in particular. We have engaged them due to recent regulatory activity. Unfortunately, we see things sometimes moving too fast and without having enough time to have a more constructive dialogue between the regulators and the industry, not only the banks, but international payment networks like ours. So the second message, in addition to that certainty, is the need to have more transparency and more open dialogue with the private sector in our industry. That's very keen,
so
very important.
Communication is key as far as
exactly.
Yeah.
Dialogue and communication. No, and that's our main concern that has happened. And sometimes, obviously, there's a very legitimate policy or regulatory concern, but we want to make sure that policymakers in Uzbekistan have all the elements to make the right decisions.
There is a huge lack of confidence in the financial system of Uzbekistan, and by that I mean in government. People
Right.
don't know what are the next steps the government is about to take. The government is very proud of the kind of steps it has taken, especially when it comes to currency liberalization. But people feel like they don't know everything, and the government isn't always open in terms of explaining what it is about to do. How confident are you that these reforms, let's just specifically currency liberalization reforms, will continue? Because those are really critical for you, right?
Indeed, it is, and obviously we need to improve also financial literacy efforts among the population. Uzbekistan is still primarily a cash-based economy. To really make that transition and digitalize the economy, we really need to provide the right tools and knowledge among the population, not only in terms of dealing with connectivity, with a digital world, but also have more confidence, trust and confidence on banks, and trust and confidence on digital payments. For us, that's very important, because if there's no trust in using non-cash means of payment, we will never see that transition happening. So you're right, this is a public-private effort, and we would like to continue investing together with our clients, with the authorities, in making sure the Uzbek population is aware of what we can offer to them.